I'm gonna talk myself through it. Hopefully we get to something. Hopefully I get you on. My goal here is to get you on better too, and then give you a few players to put in your DFS lineups to hopefully win $1 million. So, yeah, this weekend traveling again. I've been traveling. Went to South Carolina the last few weekends. Heading up to Connecticut this week. See some friends for Halloween. Should be fun. But NFL Week 8. We have a game tonight, Ravens and Bucks, that I guess a few weeks ago probably would have been more enticing. But I mean, it's still going to be a good game. It's a 1 point spread for a reason. This line has been bouncing all over the place. I think it opened at like Bucks -2. I think this actually might be Bucks might be underdogs now. It's been moving all back and forth between 1 and 2, both sides. With that being said, what do we make of the Bucks in Week 8? They just lost to my Panthers. They just lost to the Steelers. They look horrible. They don't have an offense. They just look all around bad. Just all around bad. And the Ravens are about what is that? Are they a minute and 54 seconds from being undefeated? I think that's what the stat is. Okay. So what do you make of these two teams? I think these two teams have pretty poor defenses and points will be scored, but the Bucks offense just looks horrendous. I would probably lean. I mean, look, everyone's gonna be on the Ravens after what they just saw. So I'm not gonna bet it. I'm not betting this game. If I had to, I'd probably try to get sharp and get the Bucks. There's a lot of money on the Ravens. Draftkings wise, you're gonna have to play showdown this game. So let's look at the slate. All right, we have the highest priced player, Lamar, checks out completely. The Bucks can't stop anyone. I think you go Lamar with one of those Ravens running backs, the probably the cheapest ones, whether that's who is the cheapest one. Running back, I say you go Lamar Kenyon, and then chase it back with Brady if you can fit him in. Brady with K. Dotton at 3,200. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Lamar, Kenyon, Brady, K. Dotton would be a play I would go in DFS wise in that game. Lean the Bucks, lean the over. Moving on to another London game. The Broncos head to London to play the Jaguars. Jaguars back-to-back weeks as 2 to 3 point favorites. When's the last time that happened? Actually, is this 3 straight weeks? Well, let me put the Jaguars schedule. Jags schedule. This might be 3 straight weeks that they're literal favorites in a game. No, the Texans was the week before. They were 2 point dogs in Indianapolis, but they were about touchdown favorites home against the Texans 3 weeks ago. 2 point dogs against the Colts. Then they were 3 point favorites against the Giants last week, and now they are about 3 point favorites against the Broncos. Russ is back. Russ is doing high knees. Russ is doing stretches on the plane to London. Absolute lunatic. I love Russ though. I think he's a meme. I think he knows what he's doing, and he's just leaning into it so heavily that it's just like a joke at this point. And I love everything that Russ does. So everyone hates him. And like I get it. I could see why you hate him, but I just find it hilarious because I think he's self-aware. If he's not self-aware, that's like, what are you doing, Russ? But I think he's just such a meme that it's hilarious. So Russ and the Broncos head to play the Jaguars. The Broncos, I was trying to be sharp and play them. I was going to bet them last week versus the Jets. Thankfully, I cashed that out once Russ got announced out, and I know I talked about last week about the Broncos being a play. Am I going to chase it this week? I might. They looked pretty. The defense looked okay, but the offense just looked the same. But I think that time is coming with Russ under center. He's coming back this week, and just like the Kirk Cousins thing, remember I said a few weeks ago, we're gonna wake up to Kirk Cousins in London having an awesome game. He did that against the Saints. Okay, we're gonna wake up to Daniel Jones beating the Packers. He did that when no one's watching. Are we gonna wake up to Russ without anyone watching, having a game that people thought he was gonna have, and now they're underdogs against the Jaguars? You're giving me Russell Wilson underdogs. I'm betting that. That's my first bet. Russell Wilson and the Broncos +2.5. I am playing it. Fantasy wise, is there anyone specifically I feel like is a staple you have to play this week? I don't know if there is. Everyone's cheap, so if I'm saying that Russ breakout's coming, where does Russ rank against among all the quarterbacks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, he's the ninth out of what? 30 quarterbacks. Actually, that's fairly expensive. I wasn't even here sharing my screen. That's not a great price. So I don't really think there's anyone you want to target in this game DFS wise, but I do like the Broncos to get the win in London this week. Okay. Steelers and Eagles. Steelers are 10.5 point dogs heading to Philly. Um, we saw the Steelers just win as 11-point underdogs at home against the Bucks. We saw the Steelers just get annihilated as 14-point dogs against the Bills. I think at this moment we can say that the Eagles and the Bills are legit juggernauts. Um, the Eagles should roll them. Like, yeah, it's a 10-point spread. Why? That's not great podcasting. They should obviously roll them. They're 10 points for a reason. So what am I going to say? I don't like them? No, I'm not going to say that. Let me look at the Steelers' recent results and stats. So, okay, it was just they looked okay. They looked confident against the Dolphins in their last. The defense looked good, and the defense is finally playing well without TJ Watt in the lineup, which is good to see because what we've seen in the past, they've been literally incompetent without him in the lineup. Now they're back. He's still not there. I don't know. I don't know if they have enough to shut down this Eagles offense, and the Eagles just got Robert Quinn. I don't know how much of an impact he'll make immediately, but that's just another guy on the defense. Yeah, I don't see this being. I mean, in-state rivalry game. Make what you want to make of that. I don't really see this being a lock. Eagles minus 10.5. I would lean them. Let me pull up some of the DraftKings pricing for this game and see if there's anyone notable that I want to look at. All right. Jalen Hurts 8-3. I feel like that's viable. Stack him with the Eagles receiver. I always like to go with the cheapest out of these Eagles receivers. Devontae Smith, he is 5 targets last week. That's solid. He's got 43 targets this year in 7 games. That's decent, especially at that price. I wouldn't want to go up to the 7-7 for AJ Brown. I think Devontae Smith is a viable option with Jalen Hurts. All right. Dolphins and Lions. Rat line of the week? No, the rat line of the week is actually Tennessee, Houston. So let's talk us through this. Dolphins off of a 6-point win against the Steelers head to the Lions, who probably could have beat the Cowboys. Now they head home to play a good Lions team. I mean, a good Dolphins team. All the money is going to be on Dolphins this week. I probably would think they'd get it done, but I feel like they win on a late field goal. Lions are hungry. They probably should have won last week, but they had that Jamal Williams fumble at the 1-yard line. They were in it. They just couldn't convert. So what do you want to make of them? High total, and they started off so overs, giving up points, scoring points, and now they've kind of calmed down. I'd probably lean the under and Lions plus 3.5. With that being said, I can see this game being ugly and not really thinking there's any viable option here. I want to look at the injury report for this game. See what's going on with this Dolphins defense. Real quick, bear with me. Dolphins injury report is looking like Xavier Howard, man. That's the big one for me. How is he? Is he going to play? Did not participate in practice Wednesday. Missing Teron Armstead too, Melvin Ingram. And the thing is with Amon-Ra St. Brown. So if they're both out, so Amon-Ra St. Brown's cleared with a concussion, or didn't actually suffer concussion, but he's cleared to play. We saw these receivers or these NFL players who got concussions not be able to play after the week after, just for these new NFL rules. St. Brown got off to a great start this season before an ankle injury slowed him down. The concussion doesn't figure to help, but we have seen players cleared in a week. Doesn't say anything. He's still questionable, so we're going to have to wait. We're doing the show early because we like to get ahead of it, but we're going to have to wait. I would say monitor that St. Brown, Xavier Howard thing. If Xavier Howard's out and St. Brown's in, Lions plus 3.5 kind of – actually, I think the Lions are a good teaser leg. I'm going to tease them up through 10. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Patriots and Jets, another interesting game. We saw this line down to 1, I think, and now it's back up to 2.5. Could be still moving as we speak, and obviously closer to game time. What are the Patriots going to do at quarterback? We will see. I I don't think you can put Mac under the bus this quick. What's he had? How many NFL starts in his career? 15, maybe a little less. 15, maybe a little more. Head to the Jets, who are red hot. They're road underdog. I mean, they're home underdogs. Jets look good all around. Zach Wilson looks tough, but besides that, the defense is playing really good, and the defense could eat against this Patriots offense. What I like here is this is the one game I would play showdown on the 1 p.m. slate. I think a lot of guys are going to go to ETN after he just got traded from Jacksonville, but he's not going to have the workload that we're all expecting him to have because he's been there for a week, but Michael Carter was in line to be the guy, and I think that he's still going to get 60 to 65 to 70% of the snaps and running back touches under this Jets scheme. Zach Wilson still hasn't been that elite. Joe Flacco's literally been better. Out of these 4 quarterbacks, Wilson, Flacco, Zappy, Mac Jones, Joe Flacco leads them in passing, which is just crazy to think about. So I think this is a good Michael Carter play. Michael Carter, he's going to be cheap and he's going to be very low owned. I think Michael Carter is a play in this game. I don't want to lean aside. I can see this going either way. It's a 2-point spread. It's going to be a close game. My takeaway from this game is Michael Carter. All right, Cardinals and Vikings. I like the over. And I think I haven't gotten there yet, but I do like the over. Let's look at both of these teams' results and see how they've done with the totals. Vikings. Okay. 24-16 against Miami. That's a good win. They let up. It was a high-scoring game against the Bears, high-scoring game against the Saints, high-scoring game against the Lions. They've played a good majority of high-scoring games. Now let's look at the Cards. Okay. The Cardinals, very high-scoring game last week against the Saints, Thursday Night Football. High scoring against the Raiders, high scoring against. They've both played about half of their games over the total. And I feel like we're in line for another one, which means I think we're in line for a good DFS game in the Cardinals and the Vikings. This might be one of my bigger stack games of the week. I mean, they're highly priced. Is Jefferson? I usually in my fan share 5 matchups to target, I usually take one high price guy. I've actually been doing well with those guys. It might be Jefferson this week. Because I like to go for like low price bullets, like sneaky guys. But I go with one high price guy. It might be Jefferson this week. I like the way Kevin O'Connell is. We see him do it, getting these guys open. He did it to Cooper Kupp. He's doing it with Justin Jefferson. He's elite. I think Justin Jefferson and Kirk is a great option. And then add another receiver, add Dalvin Cook to get those red zone touches. I think this game is going to go over the total. Maybe just look at the team totals, but I love everyone in this game. Chase it with Cardinals, chase it with whatever Cardinals you want. Like the over. Can see the Cardinals staying within this 3.5 though. All right, we will move on. Panthers and Falcons. What do you want to make of the Panthers after just beating the Bucks? I don't know. What do you want to make of the Falcons after having a few fluky weeks? I think this game is going to be really ugly. I think this game is going to stay under 41. I think it's about time both of these, not Panthers, the Falcons start regressing. We saw what they did last week to in Cincinnati, and now they play a very less prolific offense. And we saw the Falcons, no matter what the situation was, even when they got behind, they're still sticking to the run game. The Panthers don't really have a legit quarterback, and they're going to stick to the run game. I think this game is going to be very low scoring, a lot of clock management. I'm going to go stay away from this game in fantasy. I like the unders. So what am I saying here? I like the Broncos plus 2.5. I like the Dolphins teaser leg, Lions teaser leg. I like the Cardinals Vikings over, Panthers 49ers, Panthers Falcons under. That's where we're at right now. All right. Raiders 1.5 point favorites at the Saints. I said last week the Raiders are probably the best 1-4 team I've ever seen, or whatever they were, 1-3, something like that. They got the win. They started off a little slow. Naturally, I bet the first half team total, and then they went way over their team total in the second half. The first half team total lost. Um, Head to New Orleans to play the Saints, who are sometimes lights out, sometimes horrible, and we don't know what Saints we're going to get. This is another game I think is a decent fantasy DraftKings game. I probably would lean over this too. Let's look at some of these prices. Is my screen shared? It is now. Okay, let's look at some of these prices for the Raiders and Saints. Tay, obviously the highest priced receiver, highest priced guy in this game. We saw Josh Jacobs having a massive game last week. Are they going to start leaning on Jacobs rather than just feed Devontae, feed Devontae, feed Devontae? Hasn't really worked in the first few weeks, and now we saw what happened when we're going to give Jacobs touches. Jacobs is playing for his contract. Jacobs is playing for his NFL life. So I think we just go right back to Jacobs at 7-5, playing against the Saints defense, who is good, better than the Texans. But I think Jacobs is a viable option at 7-5, and I would lean over here if I had to pick anything. All right. Bears and boys. Bears just beat the Patriots as touchdown underdogs in Foxborough. And the Cowboys looked kind of suspect in Dak's first appearance back. I think it will just continue to get better with Dak. I am so optimistic about the Cowboys. I have a lot of futures on them. And after Dak got hurt in week 1, I thought we were dead. And we saw what Cooper Rush did. And I feel like it's just a matter of time before Dak gets going. If he doesn't get going within these next 2 weeks, see you, Dak. You rob the Cowboys, you rob Jerry Jones because you're just not that guy if Cooper Rush is outperforming you in the same amount of games. So what I would say here is Cowboys get going offensively. We know what they are from a defensive side. I want to look at the Cowboys team total. I don't really love this 9.5. The not the Broncos. The Bears have been competitive in all but one of their games. All right, let me look at the Cowboys team total. Football on DraftKings Sportsbook. Cowboys team total 26.5. We've seen the Bears get into some high scoring games, so I don't hate that at all. All right. Rat line of the week, Titans at Texans. Who's not going to want to bet the Titans? But what do we see in AFC South divisional matchups? We see ugly football. We see results that make no sense. I said last week we're going to get a weird score in the the Titans Colts. Kind of did. And now the Titans are the clear AFC. The Titans and Colts are the clear AFC favorite, but none of these teams are world beaters, and they're going to disappoint you at some point in the season. Do I expect them to lose in Houston? Probably not, but the Houston Texans are not as bad as they think. They don't really have too much of a personnel issue. It's more of a Lovie Smith issue. They kind of want to lose games. They kind of want to get another number 1 pick before they fire everyone who is coaching there. So I would probably lean the Titans, but I'm not going to touch it because I've been down this road too many times as a full-time bettor. It's not as easy as it looks. I would not be surprised at all if the Texans sneak a divisional home win. All right. Commanders and the Colts, the battle of the no quarterbacks. If I'm going to bet the under in the Panthers-Falcons at 41, I don't know how I could lay off this one. Commanders, Colts. Both of these guys are starting backup quarterbacks. Sam Ellinger for the Miami Colts, for the Indianapolis Colts, and Taylor Heineke for the Washington Commanders. Would definitely give the quarterback edge to Taylor Heineke. Big John Taylor week. Big John Taylor week. What's his price? Because we see Matt Ryan throw the ball 40 damn times a game. I can promise you, Sam Ellinger will not be doing that. So what does that lead? That leads John Taylor to get a bunch of touches. And he hasn't really had – I'm just looking for this game on DraftKings, by the way, to pull it up. He hasn't really had that John Taylor breakout game this year that we saw so often last year. John Taylor, 8K flat. I don't think that's that bad of a price. I really don't. And I think you can easily get him into your lineups, especially with Josh Jacobs. John Taylor is a play this week. I don't want to give a side. I like the under. All right, Giants back-to-back weeks at 3-point road underdogs against inferior teams, in my opinion. But travel across the country, as much as this is tough. I keep saying the Seahawks thing is gonna wear off. So should I just keep writing my thing? No, 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 no. What we're doing? Here we go. I'm actually gonna place it right now. We're gonna go over to my local trusty sports book, and we're gonna place a. This is a play that you guys should tail. We are going to tease. Let's make it a 7-point teaser because we want to get through 10. What did I say? The Lions plus 10.5 home against Miami Dolphins. Giants plus 10 on the road against Seattle plus 10.5 plus 10 minus 130 minus 130. Play that for a unit. That's a free play for the program. Lions, Giants, 7-point teaser minus 130. That's what we're doing here. Okay. 49ers on the road to face the Rams. Wow. Okay. We know what the McVay Shanahan thing is. Oh, absolutely owns them. Is there going to be a time that turns? I don't know. The Rams have looked horrendous, and the 49ers have the weapons they have offensively. Scary. Rams haven't played off the bye week. Okay. Yeah, the Rams off the bye week. Man. The Rams off the bye week. I feel like this is like a Super Bowl for them. But we lost. McVay's in the back. We've lost to the damn 49ers 6 times in a row, 7 times in a row in the regular season. They have Christian McCaffrey. They have Deebo Samuel. They have George Kittle. We're not fucking losing. We're not doing it. But they've looked so bad, and I wish we were getting 3 points because I would be all over the Rams plus 3. This is a game that I will have to think about. But with that being said, let's pull it up. San Francisco LAR Draftkings. Okay. You're getting a break on 49ers. That's for sure. Where's the first 49ers receiver? Oh, I mean, I said that wrong. You're getting a break on Rams. Where's the first Rams receiver? Obviously, Cooper Kupp's right there. The second Rams receiver is 5,200 and Allen Robinson, who's just not getting targeted. Yeah, like he's just not getting targeted. This game is tough. I want to look at the Rams team total too. Now that we're talking about this game, Rams. So the total of the game is 43. I'm gonna guess the Rams team total somewhere around like 21, 20 and a half. I don't hate that, but I don't know the last time the Rams have scored 20 and a half against the 49ers. The Rams have scored over 20 and a half this season. They did it one. They've done it twice, and that was against the Panthers, and that was against the Falcons. Pass. I'm probably just gonna pass this game because the Rams just look horrific. DraftKings wise, I play Allen Robinson if you want to get sneaky. Just do it. Just play Allen Robinson. All right. Sunday Night Football. Packers, Bills, Aaron Rodgers, double-digit favorite. What? Packers look bad. Bills look amazing. Are the Bills an absolute juggernaut and it's going to roll everyone? All right. This is a showdown game. Let's look at the slate. Okay. Green Bay, Buffalo. Pull it up. Who are we captaining in this game? Everyone's going to play Gabe Davis. I say we'll go no Gabe Davis this game. Everyone's playing Gabe Davis. We're going to captain Josh Allen. He's going to get a rushing touchdown and play Diggs. Josh Allen, Diggs, and then go back with Aaron Rodgers and A.J. Dillon. He's going to get a rushing touchdown. And then, what's his name? Tyler Bass. Fit that in the lineup. I think that'll cash. All right. Monday Night Football. Bengals Browns. This is actually an exciting Monday Night Football game. I'm excited for this. I think this game is going to be kind of electric. We know what the Bengals offense is, and I like Brissett in an underdog role. I kind of like this game going over the total. So I don't want to lean aside. The Browns have been in a lot of games close. So I'd probably lean the Browns plus 3.5. I don't want to bet against the Bengals, who might have just caught fire. Let's wrap it up with looking at this game, building a quick showdown lineup off the top of my head. Let's talk about game flow. Captain in this game, I think it's going to be fast paced. I think we're going to get some big runs, big plays. Play both running backs, Chubb and Mixon, and then from build off them. Captain Chubb, who's a little. I mean, Mixon is a little cheaper. Captain Chubb, play Mixon, and then from there, I think it's going to be build off those two. Captain Mixon, play Chubb, then build off the two running backs in this game. Take Brissett in the chaser's role. I like that. And yeah, then it wraps it up. Solid 25, 27 minutes of me talking through every NFL game. And let me run through the games I like betting wise. And if I have any DFS plays, hammers, play them. Okay. Was it 10? Let's write this down too while I'm at it. This is my research too. Broncos plus 2.5 against the Jaguars in London. Then we like the Lions plus 10 teaser leg. I think there's a good teaser leg if you're into teasers. Lions plus 10 teaser leg. Bang. Cardinals Vikes over. These are all like initial leans. I will let you know if I play anything for sure, or just DM me. Panthers. I'm gonna pull these up while I'm doing. So Broncos plus 2.5. Lions plus 10 teaser leg. Tease that up. Cards Vikes over 49. Panthers Falcons under 41. Commanders Colts under 39.5. DFS plays. DFS plays. DFS plays. DFS plays. Michael Carter. Justin Jefferson. Pay for him. Giants plus 10. Teaser leg. And I think that about does it. Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, DFS plays. Bang. That's me listing off my stuff for the week. Thank you for joining me. You know where to find me. Hope you enjoyed this show. And catch you guys next